What was being a teacher, Bais Yaakov? I don't know. First being a mother to her children, being a husband to me, being my wife, being a teacher, Bais Yaakov. Phone calls at night, shidduchim. She was always there, giving her very best. Tell you, might have happened 2 weeks ago. Someone called her up for information about, and she needed help. She needed guidance, and she was asked, "Can you please help me and help guide me through this thing?" My wife, we had a graduation that night. She came home 11:45 at night. She's tired. Well, to 12:45 in the morning, she sat with this girl on the phone and talked to her. Why? Because she needed help. She needed help. That's what she did. Someone needs help. I can help out. I'm there. I'm for it. And we don't know. We don't know what it is. She was a Muslim. She was a Muslim. She was a wholesome person. She reached a level of shleimus. Hashem says, "Now it's time. You did. You finished your shleimus. You got to go." Not easy. It's not easy. We had so much more to do. But I know, being that she always was and does, she's continuing to be a Yosher. She's going to be put by the Eibishter. Tehei Tzura, say Nafshe Tzura B'Nafshe. Tehei Nafshe Tzura B'Tzura Chaim. And she should be, and just be a mitzvah for God's Klaisel and for our family. And we should know only of Simchas Mitzvah Hashem.
Pasuk so Parshas Balak steht, Vayar Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen, Vayakum Teicha Iza, Vayikim Chayim V'Yadli, V'Chora, Rezalim Teicha Iza. Vada Pinchas was Pinchas, he was the god out there. The people used to bother him, make fun of him. And still, what they do, he worked to his fullest potential. That's all he did. He didn't care what anyone thought about him. He just did whatever he had to do. That was my mother. My mother, she always was there for everyone. She always, if anyone, if you talk to her, everything would be okay for it. I have anyone in Shiva, I call her mother. Back of course, I talk to her, and then she would help out. She worked and worked to get to her highest potential possible. Every day was another day. It was another day to work and to fulfill everything she had to do. She worked so hard on everything. Side being a teacher, side being a mother, side being a wife, side everything. She has a camp in the summer. She worked on it the whole year. 13 years ago, I remember my mother was sitting around with Mrs. Volk, and I was thinking about maybe opening a camp, and they decided, should we do it, should we not? So we ended up opening up a camp, and right now, this past week was the first week of the camp, and I was talking to my mother this past week about how the camp's doing, because I knew she's starting this week. And she told me that, well, Hashem, this day we did this, it was amazing, yeah, a wonderful day, everything. And on Friday, I was talking to my mother, and she asked me, she's like, how's your Shiva? How you learning? That's all she cared about. All she cared about was my learning. I'm studying, how my rebellion are doing. How my friends are doing. That's all she wanted to. Every time I came home for an old Shabbos, and then a week before, let's say, she would ask me, so when you're coming home, what do you want that we have in the house? I want to make it, I'm in Shiva, and she wanted to make it as amazing as possible when I come home. A week before, she would tell me, okay, we'll have this for Shabbos. That's all she cared about. She wanted to make me happy. Want to make everyone in my family happy. Everyone was always happy because my mother made it that way. I just want to take this time to ask Mechila Barabin from me, Rifki, Mendy, Chavi, Esti Chavi, Echi, if there's anything that we caused, Agnes Nefesh, or caused anything to hurt anyone or hurt you, so that if we did, or if we were chutzpahdik, first I want to ask Mechila Barabin, please be Mochaz, Mommy, please. That's all I ask. And please, down for us in Shemayim. And yeah.
Rabbi Yekusiel.
Then yesterday, Vayikru Esara and Shloshim Yain called Bais Yaakov. Rashi famously says, Anosha and Nosha B'taf. Everybody cried over Aaron Akayin because he was Mato Shalom and Adam Chaverai and Ishla Ishta and Shalom and Ava. And just get up here and say that Rashi alone, that would be enough to be Mekayim Hesped from Mr. Stern, because that was how, as you could see, our son just said, and probably everyone else is going to say. And there's no question about it. That's what she was. They say above, I didn't see it recently anyway, from the Meshach Chochmah, Kol Beis Yisrael, Vayifku Kol Beis Yisrael, of Aaron HaKohen. It showed that when Aaron HaKohen gave his life, nobody even killed anyone else b'shogeg, because normally when a Kohen is nifta, somebody is a little bit happy. And those are the ones that are jealous because they were attempting somebody b'shogeg. And here in Aaron HaKohen's life, it never happens. Because Aaron HaKohen was the one who was only Shalom, always abused from the and therefore it never happened. So I was that he was his existence, his Metzias in the Welt, his neshama being in this world, caused such a matzav that no one could have, something like that, I can't even show you could ever happen. But later on, in Parshas Motzei, when they designated the Mikra, 3 in Eretz Yisrael and 3 in Ayarden, and Rashi asked how come there were 3 in Ayarden to so So Rashi says because in Gilad the Pishi rents them. In Gilad there was a lot of ransom. Since it's a lot of Ritzikah, there needs to be a lot of Miklat. So everybody has to ask the question, if you read this Rashi, how can what does that have to do with ransom? Ransom's amazing. There are a lot of ransom, okay, there are many people in Gilad. These are people who killed B'shogeg are the ones that go to Miklat. So the Goran is the picture number 1 teretz. He says is that in the time when you have a place that's the picture you're going to have things also. And that is, it seems that life is cheap. Life is cheaper in a place like Gilad. Life is cheaper. People like bloody people. You don't like somebody, you kill somebody. So since life is cheap, so whatever you want to identify what shogeg is, but shogeg it's when someone kills someone shogeg, it's a small little bit. You have to go it's not that big a deal. So the main system, the Pishi rights will have to do it. So I was thinking, based on this Meshach Chochmah, the Ptaman Aaron HaKohen is he's Master Ava between everybody. For him, life was at a premium. The Ikazak was that everybody was alive, living the life that they were supposed to live. But a person, everyone was march of each other's life. It wasn't shy to happen that a person could even kill someone. It could never happen when Aaron was life. Because for him, it was just a mood of chashivas for life, along with his other mindless that we live out. And in our little world of Bais Yaakov of Miami, Mrs. Stern embodied all of these midas. She was, of course, I was a Beis. First, she was Makabel the Torah, and Mato Shalom, and girl, and teacher to girl, however you want to say it. But she was also full of life, and she was much of everybody's life. Her life was the most important thing to her. A girl who was developing into a true Bas Yisrael. And Tenacious Kyle was, as was mentioned already before, it was the important thing to her. And she put everything into it. And with all her chesed and rachamim and all her chiyus, and she was full of chiyus. I remember I was once teaching a class in Bais Yaakov, and I heard a scream on the other side of the wall. And I said, well, someone said, I better get out and go check it out. No, I guess Mrs. Stern, she's teaching Parsha. So that okay, and it used to happen a lot after I heard it the first time. But everything was with full chiyus, full energy, and full gutzkeit, and full ehrlichkeit, and she was so together to every girl. And if I could say something to all the students, the Talmudim that are here now, those that are not here now, but maybe they're tuning in remotely, is true and more. You probably didn't realize when that as a teacher, just how much sacrifice she put in for you. She cared about each and every one to the nth degree. It didn't matter what the girl looked like, if she looked like she was the biggest tzedekis in the world or otherwise. It didn't matter. She was a girl in Bais Yaakov. She was going to be, she Makayim, what she was. And Beis and Makarvan with Torah. That's what Mrs. Stern was. And I hope Mrs. Stern turns out to be a great l'sheisha for her mishpacha, for her husband Yekusiel, and the girls. And by the way, it was mentioned before, and it has to be mentioned over here also. I just spoke to them last graduation about it. The girls are Balei Chesed. They're not going to be Motzei Shabbos, if they follow them in his footsteps and their father's footsteps. They're going to be Misholim for what Balei Chesed is in this world. All they care is about for other people, and they're following in their mother's way. I just want that to be said publicly, so they should understand that we all realize that, and that's what we're expecting of them, and that's what we're hoping from them, and we think it'll be very, very successful. So, in the future, you're the ones who have information for the home mishpacha, for our school, Bais Yaakov in Miami. She has some of these chussim that she's bringing up there, and we think that that it's going to be only in her course. A lot of good things are going to happen, and to all of us, Bais Yaakov. And actually, not sure it's between Chayim and Motzei Shabbos and Yaakov.
Parsha, Shabbos morning. Yekusiel and I didn't hear it. Those chukas HaTorah. One over Rashi. Meshuas Ha'olam. Basatan. Meganis Yisrael. Comes to the Torah, comes to the way of Hashem. With questions. Guiding questions. The Satan has questions. Clients was the chukas HaTorah. Then the Bitachon, the Starkheit, the Stern Mishpacha. It says, Zois HaTorah, Adon Kiyamis Vayha. Another good for time is Kayam, for Mishmaim is Atmel. We're talking about a family full of peace, full of life, dynamic, dramatic, understatements. There isn't a girl that didn't dream of going to Mrs. Stern's Chumash class, a Parsha class. She made it alive. She did it alive. More than that, name is Atzmei Ba'ohel. She lived in Oil of Torah, Oil of Chesed, Oil of Avodas Hashem, the Oil of Sarah Nehru, Nedalot, Rachel B'Tziyens V'Isa, Chana Rochel. How is that? Mishamonos Atzmei Aleha. You don't exist. There's no you. Everything is for Yama. Everything is for someone else. The success of the Miami Beach Kollel, no small part, due to Mesiras Nefesh. Tremendous Mesiras Nefesh. Believe a loving mother, the time-loving parents, doting brothers, the convenience of living near family, the inconvenience of living in town. Ishak Sheya, Isa would say, my husband wants to go to Miami Beach. My husband wants to go to Marvin's Torah. There's no zich, there's no me. The girl needs something. The girl needs. There's no me. Just Post Shabbos. Just spending hours in the Stern house. The wife and I became home to have a Shabbos through the What's it called? Potato pudding. Mrs. Stern is still Chana Rochel Stern. Jim is out. My wife makes a day camp. And she says, your first week of camp, Mrs. Braun, she says, your first week of camp, you're probably working very hard after bringing 2 potato puddings. She had one camp. She had 2 camps. Esther had a camp. Maybe it's not for me. My camp is not for me. I can't make Shabbos. There's nothing you're talking about. You can't make Shabbos. Everybody knows. One more thing. The excitement and the grand, the innovation, the drama of Mrs. Stern's Chumash class, her dealing with people, founded in Torah, tremendous connection to Motzei Hashem. The Sterns stand up, they stand out from everybody else. And in the community, it's not so much. And it's in every situation. So many people last night in the house who have seen the stripes, the colors, the flavors of the people that came by, that felt personally, each one different. It's also it's not me, my style, my type. It's she had so many BFFs. She had so many best friends. Everyone was her best friend. Every thought they were her best friend, and she's their best friend. When there's no best friends, growing up in school together, best friends teaching, Bais Yaakov teachers, best friends, my husband's chavristas, best friends, people that are remotely associated with the Kollel. Best friends, people that live in Miami, how big it be from, how big it be Jewish Shabbos, how big it be kids from Shiva. Best friends, because there's no zich, my type, not my type. That's Mesiras Nefesh. Aber uns Juden, we know, Chukas HaTorah, the Melebt mit the Rebbeinu Shalom, The Rabbi Shalom Navi Yisraelim, the Rabbi Shalom Avarachamim, Rabbi Shalom will be there. The broken family, a whole family, a wholesome family, beautiful children. To tell you one thing, Rechi, Chavi, Esti, Tzvi, Rivki, and Mendy. Your mother has so many best friends. Remember, friendships are not nifter. The friendships are here. The friendships will grow. You will be the recipients of all these friendships. The community will be there for you. The outpouring of love and concern is heartwarming. But give you the physics, it'll give you the strength, it'll give you the guidance to the continuing, the selfless ways. Your mother, your father, and you see tremendous how successful they were, how many people in the college of Torah, the keeper of the college of Bais Hashem, that's love of Bais Yaakov, that's love of the Kollel, that growth of the film in Miami Beach, Miami, South Florida, Surfside, Valhalla, Ventura, Boca, Kendall, Hollywood, communities, all came from down the Swiss. The love and the support that they all have will remain, and they'll be with you. Motzei Shabbos continuing our coming around me. This is the last thing that was expected. Got a phone call from Motzei Shabbos. Our sister Chana Rochel she wasn't told the exciting high energy place. This wasn't physical energy. This was the Shiva, posting the floor of the Post Ave, to life, love of the Shiva, and love for the family of the Shiva. She was extremely talented person. She had the ability to do anything, literally anything. She accomplished in her first 45 years the most people go through in a much longer lifetime. She was incredible at all her life roles. Incredible teacher, incredible community director, community leader, the best host, and a great guest. Favorite ones, and her own sister, she was the glue that kept us together. Better. I don't know what better. Better than right together. And like everyone, her physical body was the only thing holding the back. Now, as she goes up to Shimon, without any physical obstacles, she has the full power of the Neshama to unleash all of her love and love and be an even greater teacher, leader, daughter, sister, daughter, wife, and mother. Dear mommy, you can be sure that you'll be able to speak to her like you did, but it'll be even easier. You don't think you your food. Bais Yaakov, Chana Rochel Stern, you can be sure that she will be there to give you more strength than you ever thought possible. Bais Yaakov, you can be sure that starting right now, you will have more success than you can ever imagine. You'll never be even greater than ever before. Esther, Chana Rochel, she will make sure that you will be the best students and have tremendous athletics. You can be sure that you will be the best child care, making sure that you will be the best colleagues and lead this beautiful life. She was a Balastator, tremendous Balastator. She had an uncanny, straightforward way of thinking. She had a sixth sense. You call it a mentor and unique environment. Really, it's much easier now, just saying you give me an answer, and you can be sure that it's going to pop into your head. She'll be here to make sure that you continue building your beautiful lives family. Three, after you finish traveling in the sector a dozen times, you'll know that the one that gave you the strength, the one that gave you the strength, the one that asked for the Siyata Shema will be there, is the mother. I can say on behalf of my brothers that things will never be the same in a physical world, but that she's going to be even a better sister than she was, and she was an amazing sister. She was the journey happy. We're going to be up in Shimon, the two most persistent people that I know, the two most able people that I know. Nothing stopped happening. Nothing will stop from her. She can do her friends, her family, and clients for. One of the things that you think would be clear, Hashem can do in the continue.
We gather here today to pay Kovarachim for Choshev sister Chana Rochel. Chana Rochel was a God in every which way. A lot of us you heard already. It's worth repeating. Her chesed and his toes were legendary. Her ehrlichkeit was exemplary. From a young age, everyone that knew her loved her. She was magnetic. She was our only sister, but the house was always filled with Chana Rochel's friends. She was the one that everyone felt attached to. Miami Beach Hashem has 5 daughters in there, and they treat her like daughters. So that's a big mechama for her. A person does not take anything with them, Masim Torah, and this is what Chana Rochel collected all her life. All did she invest? The amount of stories are endless. Rabbi Yekusiel Stern in Miami for the last 20 years, where everyone wanted to be. She would often call me and say to come for a few days and long She said it, she meant it, she did it with all the trainings. My mother is the best wife, mother, sugar, daughter, sister, and a friend, and neighbor. Was something really typical. The Chana accomplishment of 45 years, other than that accomplished in 90 years. She was a real Britain in Shana. She often had to miss sympathies because she lived out of town, but always asked me to take pictures and send them to her from the Simcha, which I happily did. We spoke last Thursday night at a family Simcha. She always felt connected and happy that I was able to execute her last picture request to me. That was the last time we spoke. You can see how Chana Rochel were like two peas in a pod. Every time I wanted to give an example of two spouses that had a lot of similarities, I used them as the example. The respect they had for each other was unreal. She would often tell me how lucky she was to have a husband like Yekusiel. She was extremely mindful of him and was told. Her children were her life. She spoke about them. She was proud of them. She shared pictures of them. She spoke about them. Yekusiel and the children were a number one priority. I need to mention her cherished son of Mendy. She adored him. We were talking Friday night about Paraguna. And we were encouraging ourselves that sometimes these exaggeration, it doesn't seem right, we don't understand. But we know that anything Hashem does is good. And we're ready to accept this task and thank Hashem for giving us 45 years of Chana Rochel. No timeless, no questions. This is the lesson of Paraguna. Imagine Mommy's tsar. And this was her immediate response. What gevura, such a difficult time, complete, unwavering betachim. And also was a legend in the Miami Beach community, a beloved teacher and chanichas to so many students. Hospitality and the food that she prepared and delivered the treat to friends and neighbors. As Beis mentioned, there was 2 kubbels. I think she had 12 stops, or some weeks more stops. But roughly Chana Rochel, you could see her preparing kubbels. And one of those things late Thursday night, they had this Pruzansky. For many years, it would be, after the kids went to sleep, it would start the whole process late at night. 40 units should be reading out of the Tati so quickly. Chana Rochel never got into Tati's material. They had a certain father-daughter bond. I'm so happy that we were together at Tati's Kever in his last year. So that was a huge mecham for her. Chana Rochel should be Motzei Shabbos, Yekusiel, children, mommy, her in-laws, her siblings, all Pruzansky Mishpacha, all Stern Mishpacha, Mocha, Hashem, Elokim, Dina, Ma'akol Panim.
The room is packed. The crowd goes out to the doors, to the outside, to give a private offering for my dear sister, Chana Rochel, who was mechabed everyone else throughout her short life. Who deserves and who can have the title of a mechubed? A mechabed is like reals. Someone who's mechabed others. Chana Rochel had an ayin tova, always saw the good in everything, which is what was like. She was like the honey which caused the bees to flock to her. Ever since I'm a little child, I would wait anxiously for her to come in from school, because when she walked into that door, the house lit up. Like my brother said, every Shabbos, friends from all over would congregate and be there with her. And I have no doubt in my mind that every single one of those friends truly believes that they are Chana Rochel's closest friend. Every single one. And each of us, her brothers, feels that we have a special relationship with her. The kibbutz that she had for her husband, Rabbi Yekusiel, I never, ever heard Chana Rochel ever say something negative about Yekusiel. Not in a joking way, not in a sarcastic way. She was mechabed her husband, she was mechabed her children, mechabed everyone. She called mommy at least one time every single day. Rabbi Sai, she called mommy every single day. At least once. With such care. There's a lot to say. A lot to say. Very, very proud sister of her brothers, very proud of her husband, very proud of her mother and father, very proud of her children, very proud of her son-in-law, very proud of her friends, always saw the good. There's so much to say. I don't want to be matriach l'olam. Always gave me chizuk. Two and a half years ago, my wife and I had a child, was born with special needs. So I sent Chana Rochel pictures for one reason. She always has something good to say. And we all need a little lift up. But it will continue, because after hearing what we're hearing at the Levaya today, and what we're going to hear as we're mechazik each other during the week of Shiva, we are all going to become better. Every single person in this room is going to take on the neder and be makabel if they want something to improve it. No one's going to walk out. Chana Rochel, your legacy will continue. You're going to keep going and going and going, because every person is going to do something better in their life because of what we learned from you. Please go out and please be a Motzei Shabbos for Yekusiel, for your children, for Mendy, for mommy, for all of us. Amen.
But what I wanted to say has already been said. Just wanted to stone maybe 2-3 points. Ich stehe gerade nach mir zu sagen, man kann echt nicht schreiben. Und dann kann man zu sagen, nach einer Woche in Kassel in Miami Beach ich kann zu sagen, you can't come in this the way you invited him, really by the door. The time used to say, brought right away she showed up in their bed with a stain in the ocean right away to walk through the door. Immediately, this is where you're staying, this is your room, give you the best room in the house. It's comfortable. You had a chilling trip, have something to eat. It's such a Openkeit, with such a Warmkeit. She used to call me. She said, I want you to come with Gita for Shabbos. I can take it. Not for Shabbos. Oh, you see, I'm enjoying a break. Let's go on with the circle. Sit at the Shabbos table, so comfortable. Anybody would stand at that table, so comfortable. The children to Shiva, to shul, wait for the husbands to come home. I think he got in, he's working on getting into those Chicago, he's going to get in, he's getting. Like Yosef said before, when he spoke kindness from his highway, the husband and the children, never upset I had the joke. Look with the cold, with the cold, with the cold, with the cold, isn't it? Honestly, steht, I can't believe what's like such a amount of people, so many beings are moving, so many people with all the reasons they mentioned, just moving. It's just Shiva in Mexico. She was always, giving whatever she could give me, but this was something special. I came home from Shiva on Shabbos. She says, you're running so in Shiva now. Shiva. What was the guy that? You can see everything. Showing the sun. The different type of moving in Shbaka.
I have one family. For us, if anybody else in Sprache, ganz kleines Fall, she machen wir können. Chana Rochel was always proud of her brothers. When I was born, she went in the hospital. We always say it. She put out her hand. She goes, and now I have 5 brothers. She was very close to all of us. Chana Rochel will always have 5 brothers, and we're going to do everything we can for you, and you'll do for us. We'll make each other proud. She was the Bais Yaakov, and she was a role model in Kibbutz Avram. She was so close to Tati, took care of him. She was the apple of his eye. She was super, super close to Mommy. She took such good care of Mommy. Mommy just came back some time ago from a week-long visit in Miami, and every time she went, Mommy was treated like the queen she is. Chana Rochel took after Mommy as the queen in her own home. It was mesmerizing to watch Rabbi Yekusiel extraordinary from Beis. When my family and I went, I think it was 7 times for Rosh Hashanah. We went to Miami Beach. I had a position over there, and it was unreal. The Chnas Orchem and the Geschmack that they did for us. Thank you. And of course, she was the best mommy that a person could ask for. Ever so close to every wonderful kindergarten, Rivka and Mindy, Svi, Esther, Chavi, and Rechi. She did everything possible to keep them happy. And they all are mature, strong, and caring people. No doubt that they'll continue being the greatest source of nachas to her. Chana Rochel, we learned so much from you. You were always happy and had a good life every day. You had a million friends. Everyone gravitated to her. And everybody that she met walked away feeling refreshed and uplifted. She was a master in seeing the good in everyone. With broken hearts, we're left here without her. But her bright light will continue to shine. And she will be a bit better for Yekusiel, for her children, for Mommy, for her in-laws, and all of us. With Hashem, we will once again see her very soon. V'vias Mashiach tzidkenu b'nei v'yimeinu, u'bila amalus l'netzach, u'mocha Hashem elikim dino mi'al kol panim v'numa amen.
As Rabbi Yekusiel and Rabbi Yudi mentioned, Toiv Hashem Lakol, we don't have tinus, we don't need to understand, we don't ask why. 2 Shabbos ago, we said in Birkei Oves, Per Gdal Mishnah Tezvov, Rabbi Yana Yoimer, Ein lanu mishalvas toreshoim, ha'af loi mi'isuri hatzadikim. Rabbeinu Ovadia tied up Keloimar, Ein adovo yodua lanu, madua derech reshoim tzleicho, ומפני מה הצדיקים מדוכאים בייסורים. We don't understand questions. We don't ask questions. Because the Mishnah tells us, wir dürfen nicht verstehen. But one thing we know, when a Yid goes durch Hatzorah, the Eibishter walks with him. We're asking the Shechina, you are in sorrow. How is it working out? I have to walk Motzei Shabbos into tells, gather the Rabbeim, take a bocher full of Simchas Chaim, and put his father on the phone, tell him, dein Mutter is weg, bist Hayosem. How can a father deal taking two girls that just starting to become teenagers, the most important koffer that they need a mother? And he's telling him, I'll try to do what I can, but it's not. How is a father supposed to deal with a girl full of Simchas Chaim, firehouse, planning your life, going to seminary? I was just there last week in the house visiting Chana Rochel, and we're talking about it. The only thing she wanted, she asked, Dodi, do you have pictures of your grandchildren? She's given a Faginer in Ganzen. When somebody at Simcha was her Simcha. Rebellion Yitzi spoke about Ein Toivo, or beauty. We just had in this past week, Pirkei Avos, Shlosh Dvorim, mit Talmidov shel Amoram Avinu, Ein Toivo, Ruach Nemucho, Nefesh Shvolo. When you look at Chana Rochel, she was Ein Toivo, she forgives. Everyone knows that I go to Miami for work. When I used to stay in Miami, I used to come more often on the side of Miami Beach. And every time I would come was a covered malachim. She would take out a dish, a soup, and just this zug of Rabbi Yekusiel and Chana Rochel. You come to the house, nobody hugs like Rabbi Yekusiel. Nobody smiles like Chana Rochel. Last night, 1:30. You didn't have to be a Talmidah, you didn't have to be a family member, you didn't have to be a close friend. I get a call 1:30 in the morning from the grocery on the Ritzi Spalter in North Miami. And he tells me I'm in shock. He says, from all my customers, she used to come full of simcha, radiate simcha. If you know that she is Ovla Brias, then you know she is Ovla Mokoim. It's very hard. You're with us, you're with the mishpacha. They're going to need a lot of koiches. They're going to need to be stark. You have a young lady who just got married, Rivki. You need a mother at night that understands you. The Novi tells us in the Haftorahs of Shabbos Rosh Chodesh, כאיש אשר עמו תנחמנו, כן אנוכי אנחמכם, ובירושלים תנוחמו. האיש like Tzvi, that has a kesher with a mama, ein einzige Sohn, für a mama, wo sie gewinnen, ein einzige Tochter, they're so close. I came this past week, and I was asking her, how is everybody? She says, oh, Yekusiel spoke to Tzvi's Rabbein, he's doing great, that's all she wanted. She wanted a son of Ben Teure, a son-in-law, young man. That was her sheifes. There's not much to be moisif, beside the fact when it comes down to final nechama. My life have changed since I saw this Rabbeinu Bechayai. Rabbeinu Bechayai mitzvahs makeh. Rabbeinu Bechayai goes on. The Torah Kedosha says, "Ki yipol hanoifel mimenu." And the Medrash asks, what does it mean, ki yipol hanoifel? You should make a marker that the noifel should not fall. Is he a noifel? Ki yipol mimenu. So sagt der Medrash, he is neufel misheishes yemei bereshis, aval ato al tigroi misosu al yotcho. He was already supposed to fall, but you should not cause his death. Zog Rabbeinu bechayai ve'inyan hamidrash hazeh ki kol hanivroim kulom nivru bechefzo v'retzoinom. And a Shume, before she goes to before she comes to Olam Hazeh, she wants to come. Ayom la'asoisa mochol lekabel schom. She gets interviewed in Shomayim. And Zog Rabbeinu bechayai ve'idiyom HaKadosh Baruch Hu ve'rishisom kol inyoneim kulam. All the inyonim that are going to happen to them in this world. Ve'kol ha'mikrim u'asidim li'os aliyim. They're showing you sort of a video and they're showing you everything that is going to happen to you. Ve'ech yiyeh chayeyem u'misosom. V'chenu idiyom yemei chayem u'misosom ech tiyeh. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, and he showed Chana Rochel, you can have a husband, a choshev husband that has an influence in ganz Miami, that turn families into Torah-dike families. Are you willing to be by his side? You have a son who goes to tells you have a Edim who sits in Kollel. But you should know, after 45 years, it's going to be like the Chevas Halvova says in Perek Gimel, Shar Cheshbon HaNefesh, Cheshbon HaShisosor. And the Chevas Halvova goes on to explain that a person, when he sees his friends going below yes, he said the pshat is there is no such a thing in lo yes. When it comes to a misa, it attacks a person. It doesn't matter if he's old, if he's young, if he's a bachur, if he's a zoken. And he said it doesn't matter if it's Shabbos, if it's Chodesh, what time of the day. He says ve'echot koreh v'zeh kores achaim lelo izman u'lelo yes u'lelo isho. Just like a person that the Melech gave him a pikodon to watch, and he has to be all the time ready with the pikodon, just in case the Melech comes and asks it. Zog the Chevas Halvoves, so too, the Neshama, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu asks for the Neshama, we have to be ready to give it back to her. Back to the Rabbeinu Bechayai, Zog Rabbeinu Bechayai, that the same way HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Moidia Yemei Chayem, is Moidia Misosa Mechti, Zog Ve'a'akoil Rotzu Ve'kiblo. If a person, if an Neshama does not put a check on every mikra that HaKadosh Baruch Hu shows her, she doesn't come to the world. So when Chana Rochel was showed that she's going to leave the world at the age of 45, she put a check to it. She knew she has a wonderful family. She's going to raise a family. She's going to be Eishes Chai Lemin Balo. She put a check to it. We're asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu, if the Shechina is betzar, him or Yonoichi betzoro, we need to come to a matzav of Nechoma. The only thing that I can think of, it's Yadua that Reb Chaim Shmulevitz, when he would go to Kever Rochel, he would cry to Mame Rochel and he would say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Mini koilech mi berchi, aber ich dein Chaimu beitach, vein, Mame, vein. I want you to cry for all the almonas, for all the Yesoimim. Chana Rochel, I'm sure your kids are saying, vein, Mame, vein, please be melitz yosher, umocha Hashem Elokim dimo me'al kol ponim.
Shiva, 8 per record. Start was 8 o'clock. Mincha is 8:15. Okay, the Kfur is going to be on the corner of 7th and Brook and the Muchelka. We're going to go out from this way. The men are going to go out totally first. After the men go around the front, the ladies will be able to be modeled behind them by the driveway. During the Kfur itself, the ladies are not going to come into the race, they'll be right behind the gate, and we'll direct you where to go.